This is the plaintiff, Lenice Sledge. She says she gave the defendant a deposit on an apartment she was going to rent from him. That is, until she discovered the thing was infested with nasty roaches. The defendant has given her excuse after excuse as to why he hasn't returned a deposit. She's had enough and is taking him here to court to get back her $600. This is the defendant, Lee Lemon. He says the plaintiff gave him a deposit on the apartment, pushed the move-in date back by a month, and then told him she was changing her mind and wanted her deposit back. He lost a whole month's rent. She gave him a deposit, and she can't just go around changing her mind without any consequences. He's accused of securing a deposit. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $675 for 1 month's rent.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says she plunked down a deposit on the defendant's apartment and then found out that it was infested with roaches. But the defendant says the woman's just difficult. It's the case of buzzkill.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Lenice Sledge?
Yes.
Okay, you're suing Lee Lemon Sr.
Yes.
for $600, the amount of a security deposit that you put down on an apartment that, according to you, wasn't ready for you to move in. You are counterclaiming against her $675 for October's rent. Okay, tell me what happened.
Well, I went to go see the house in September, and we both agreed that I can move in October. I had a moving class.
October what?
The 1st of October. I had a moving class, and he had some issues with getting the tenant.
You had to what?
A moving class. A moving class.
I don't know what a moving class is.
It's through what is it?
There's Section 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so government, but what does that mean, a moving class?
I can't move until I continue this class. It's like about lead and things to that matter.
Oh, okay. So you had certain requirements you had to do in order to get the government assistance that was going to help pay for the apartment?
Right.
Okay, go on.
And he had issues on getting the tenant out of his house.
Okay.
And so when the date came up for me to give him the rest of the money to move into the apartment, he explained to me that the girl had damaged the apartment and that she had left bugs behind. And
what
that
kind of bugs?
Roaches.
Okay.
And I told him I'm not going to give you $700 with the house being in the condition that it's in. And I waited
But
month.
it wasn't October 1st yet anyway.
No,
But this was a date where you were supposed to give him.
It was the 29th. It was the day after my moving class. It was the 29th of September.
Okay, but since usually with Section 8 they have to inspect the place and approve it.
Yeah.
And had that happened?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, none of that had been done.
None of
yet.
that had happened.
No.
And he knew that this was going to be a Section 8 rental.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That's not a surprise. All right. So now it's September 28th. The approval hasn't happened because the inspection hasn't happened.
Right.
Okay. And did you see the place? Like what condition?
I still to this day haven't seen the apartment. He showed me the apartment downstairs.
Okay.
And I only was going by his word on how the apartment was and what he was going to do to it. All along, I'm just following his word. Never in anything to the matter of showing me the apartment, showing me, well, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to fix that.
But didn't you want to see the apartment that you...
I asked him to see the apartment the day of the rental, the day that I came out to view the apartment. He said it was a girl up there and he was having problems with getting her out.
Okay. So when he gets her out finally, which is when? When do you get her out?
September 28th.
Okay, so between the 28th and the 1st of October, don't you go see the place?
No, I call him. He calls me and told me that no, I'm not sure if I call him or he calls me, but my class was on the 28th. And when I spoke with him, he still hadn't had her out.
Okay.
And that was on the 28th,
So according to you, when did he have her out?
Probably the 30th.
Okay, and when he has her out, do you go see the place?
I asked, no, he still never shows me the apartment.
And so when do you have this discussion with him about how it's not ready?
We came to a argument about people in the neighborhood telling me about the way he'd been tenanting his other tenants. I spoke with the lady that was in the house 2 to 3 times. She kept calling me, telling me about how he running his apartment.
Meaning?
Meaning that he was a slumlord. and that she didn't do the damage to the apartment, that it was there before she moved. Then, and things like he lived across the street, he parks a car in her driveway.
This is the actual woman who he got out?
Yeah.
So you knew somebody who knew her? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you guys connected.
Yeah.
But now it's already the 30th and the inspection hasn't taken place. So no matter what, they're not going to pay for the rent.
But the security deposit used for the damage.
Right. But I'm right with what I just said.
Yeah.
Right?
It could have took place after the moving class. I got this paper here to state when my class was over.
Was there an inspection or not?
No.
Right. So what took place after the moving class?
I called him and I tried to make arrangements with him to see the apartment and to see had he moved her out. He hadn't moved her out, and he told me himself that she left roaches behind and that it was damaged
and that he had to fix it.
And he had to fix it. I told him I couldn't wait. I couldn't pay rent at 2 places.
Right.
I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So it was more.
So you want your money back?
Right.
Did he ever pay you anything?
No.
Did he ever give you any of that money back?
No.
All right. Tell me your side of things.
Well, Your Honor, first of all, she found out about my apartment through Section 8. And what happened was she come over to view it. In the conversation, I told her, I said, look, I'm in the process of evicting the tenant upstairs. I cannot take you up there because—
What apartment did you show her?
I showed her the downstairs apartment, exactly the same in
but
footage.
Was that one available?
No, someone was living there.
Okay.
But I showed it to her to give her an idea. Same footage, same apartment, same design, the lower. She agreed with that. She says, oh, I love that. She fell in love with that apartment. This is how this—
okay, so she gives you the money for the apartment, but according to her, it's clearly not going to be ready October 1st, so she wants her money back. Respond to that for me.
No, the apartment was ready October 1st. I have pictures where the apartment was ready.
Look, this is real simple. Because Section 8 is involved, before she can move in there and you can collect rent, if you know it's a Section 8 rental and you do, there has to be an inspection by Section 8 of the apartment.
Correct.
So did that inspection take place?
No, that inspection
If it had not
didn't
taken place, how was she going to occupy October 1st?
She had to have her orientation. She had to have her moving orientation.
She did her moving class on the 28th.
So once that was done, she could have scheduled an inspection after that orientation. She wasn't moving in until October the 1st. Now, what happens with some tenants?
Tell me about the damage a prior tenant did.
Just some minor painting, carpet cleaning, and things like that.
Can I see the receipts for the carpet cleaning?
I don't have receipts for the painting. Me and my son did the painting.
Okay.
It was just
how about the receipts for the carpet cleaning?
Carpet cleaning, I did myself also.
Okay. How did you
I have a carpet shampoo.
So there'll be no paper trail of when the place was ready.
Right.
Okay.
All I have is pictures.
Paper trail at all, but I should just take your word for it. Hand me what you have.
As I stated, Your Honor.
What are these pictures of? There's like this red ink there?
That's probably from the stamp of the date on the back.
Oh,
Your Honor.
right.
I'm
and
sorry.
who put the stamp of the date on the back?
I stamped the pictures when I took the pictures. Your Honor.
You took a little stamp that says September 30th and put it behind
Your Honor,
each
this is
and
what
every.
we
Just a
do.
second. I'm talking. You hear me talking, right? I'm not just talking in my head again, am I?
So if you put money down in an apartment and then find out it's infested with roaches, can you break the lease and get your money back? What do you think?
Yeah, you can, because you didn't know the roaches were there.
Okay, but is that enough to undo the deal where you can just get your money back and walk away?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just wrong.
Roaches are just wrong. What do you think?
I hope so.
Okay, final word.
It's disgusting. You can definitely get your money back.
Roaches are unsafe and unhealthy.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I was waiting for somebody to say that, so I did, going inside the courtroom.
You took a little stamp that says September 30th and put it on the back of each picture that you took? So that I could find it persuasive that the place was ready September 30th? You know what? Give her back her money. Verdict for the plaintiff for $600 on your counterclaim. I don't even understand it, because if you kept the $600, it would be for October rent. So why are you suing her for $675 for October rent? I could understand if you were suing her for $75, but why $675?
Because that's what the rent was, Your Honor.
Well, then what would you be using the $600 for?
I gave her part of that money back, $150.
When did you give her $150?
On 9/13.
On September 13th, you
Yes.
gave her $150. Let me see what you got there. What is it you're showing me? Return balance $450. What is that?
This is what I asked him about. I got paperwork here. I obviously couldn't move into the apartment. So I asked him, I said, you gonna have to give me some of my money back because I got to pay bills. Yes, he did.
Well,
but
then why are you suing for $600 if you got back $150?
Because I couldn't change the amount down at the court building.
Well, why didn't you mention it in the last 20 minutes we've been sitting here together?
I've been trying to hand him the paperwork so that he can see.
Him? You didn't blame it on him? What's wrong with you? Take the paperwork from that lady. So he did give you $150.
Yeah, but how they was on my case about where I'm staying, where I live at now, I couldn't pay rent in two places.
Yes or no? Did he give you $150?
Yes, he did.
All right, so your lawsuit is really for the remaining $450, correct?
Right.
Now, if you don't owe her that money and everything was ready and her case is totally baseless, why the heck are you paying her $150?
Your Honor, she came to me crying that she needed money for her daughter for school clothes.
So you
And I
were
feel
just
bad,
supporting
Your
her
Honor.
daughter now. Who's that lady? Is that your wife?
Yeah.
Does she know you're supporting her daughter for school? Okay. All right, we're done. Stick a fork in me. I am done. $450 verdict for the plaintiff on your counterclaim 0.
Mr. Lemon, the defendant, right here. How you feeling about how that went?
Well, I mean, a lot of things said that was untrue.
Such as?
Like,
what's the big one?
The big one is roaches. I have a beautiful apartment over there. It's a beautiful home.
No roaches in it.
No roaches, and I've never had a problem with tenants.
All right. Head right around the corner here. So come on in here. He's trying to clean up his image here out in the hallway. What's your reaction to this outcome here?
He's seeing a single parent, and he tends to move single parents into the home, and it just didn't work out this time.
He tried to take advantage of you. He saw you coming from a mile away.
And the girl I spoke with over the phone, she was a single parent, and things were said to me that I didn't like, and I knew I couldn't put up with it, so I decided not to move. And then the apartment wasn't up to standards. Like she said, Section 8 hadn't been out, and I can't pay rent in two places.
Okay, Harvey.
You know, when landlords and tenants fight, it's usually a prolonged thing where they start discussing things and then it escalates and escalates and escalates and then gets big and then ends up into a lawsuit. What you should do is keep a paper trail when you're getting into a dispute with a landlord so that you can basically chronicle every discussion. The best way of doing that is by email because you can prove that it went to the landlord. So even when you're at the starting point, when it even doesn't look like a lawsuit, protect yourself and do it all by email.